Building a business is already hard, but becoming an influencer and maintaining consistent growth over and over and over again may be a thing that most people say, I don't know if I should stick with this business thing. In this ME show, I have three incredible influencers, speakers, and impact leaders that are going to light up your screen with a whole lot of golden nuggets. And I know for a fact, you're going to love everything that you're about to hear. This is the ME show.
On me, girls on me, on the dance floor, all eyes on me. Who is he? Then you better come get your girl dog. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me in VIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be. All eyes on me,
all eyes on the prize, money supersized. G5 super fly, should be supervised. Do or die, open up your eyes, head to the sky. Keep a mean bad mommy on the side. Make a tsunami, kamikaze on the mind. Spit flow, paparazzi, flash shine. Get dough, champagne, Merlot. Cash and tango, in the VIP. Now she wanna touch her ankle. Get low, mueve mami como el dembow. All eyes on me, peeping through the window. Get mine, get yours, believe it or not. In the meantime, I'ma keep my eyes on the
all
top.
eyes on me, drinks on me, girls on me, on the dance floor. All eyes on me, who is he? Man, you better come get your girl dog. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me in VIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be.
All eyes on me, indeed. And in this episode, I have the great, the one and only Dr. Stan Harris, a.k.a. Dr. Breakthrough. We have with us Dr. Fran Harris, who actually wrote the foreword of the best-selling book that Dr. Breakthrough has absolutely rocked the house with. And we also got the one and only Candy G. These incredible individuals right now, I've never had so much success accumulated all in one virtual platform. But first things first, I know that Dr. Fran Harris has a hard stop at 11:20 Central. So Dr. Breakthrough, I would love for you, if you can first of all introduce the appropriate way, Dr. Fran Harris, and I got some golden questions for you, my friend, that the world is going to need to know.
Hey, well, Dr. Fran Harris, most people thought she was my wife. Then they thought, okay, she's my little sister. And we're not even really related except for we got the same Heavenly Father. But Dr. Fran Harris is a genius. I mean, she's authored over 20 books. She does internet marketing like crazy. She's a TV personality, HGTV, Home Rules. She was on there where millions of people were watching. I mean, we could go on and on. Today's Show, NBC, CNBC, Fox Business, TLC, Comedy. We go on and on and on. But here's the key. She's got a heart as big as Texas. She loves people. She loves making a difference. You know what, my friends? She has successfully mentored and empowered people to break through barriers. And so that's why we have her. Fran, she's also a WNBA. She was one of the first WNBA champions. She's done it all. So welcome, Dr. Fran.
And still young and a whole lot more to offer. And if you don't mind, Doc, tell us, introduce our audience, the one and only Candy G.
Now, Candy G, probably the best way to say Candy G is her story is from peanut butter to private jets and everything in between. That's right. She was literally existing off peanut butter and private jets. So again, she's a powerful author. She's done TEDx talks and so forth. She high in personal development, real estate. You name it. They're sitting on like 65 acres. She enjoys all these horses that she has and all the different things that she's doing. But again, Candy G, I never forget the first time she told me about when she what did she say? She hijacked Les Brown on one of their private jets because they wanted to have a conversation. And so he's speaking at their church. So, but Candy, again, the same way. Candy loves people, good news, her show, Nothing But Good News, her magazine rather. And so again, Candy G, when you hear that name and when you think about this lady and what she's accomplished and what she's accomplishing now, this is someone you want to have and someone you want to listen to. And that's why we're having both these powerful women on our Breakthrough Freedom Challenge to empower you, my friend. So wait to hear their stories. So let's go. Ali.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Fran Harris, I'm gonna start with you. Hearing all the accolades and hearing all the achievements that you've done, and by the way, you look very, very young to have done everything that you've done. So, the world is wondering, okay, do I have to be totally accomplished in order to be successful like Dr. Fran Harris? Or did it start challenging? Did you have some adversity that you had to overcome? If you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest hurdle I think a lot of us have to overcome are the stories that we tell ourselves about what's possible for our lives. And I'm pretty sure that's true for everybody. Everybody's got a story that they're attached to, that they are committed to, but it's also that story that's stopping them from getting to that next level. And for me, it was about understanding, even though I didn't see people in my home, in my neighborhood who were doing the things that I was dreaming of, that it was still possible for me. But that means you got to undo some stories. You got to undo some stories that, women don't do these things. Black women don't do these things. Athletes don't do these things. And all of those stories, I had to unlearn some conditioning from the people who raised me, from our ancestors, from the people who brought you here. And that's done little by little, Ali. It's done like asking yourself, why am I believing that? Why do I believe that that's not possible for me? And then sometimes you just got to do stuff anyway, right? Sometimes people think you have to believe before you do, but sometimes you just got to jump off that cliff and wait for the net to appear. And for me, it was like that, whether it was basketball, starting basketball late and then getting a scholarship within 2 years. Never would have thought that was possible. Then it was about becoming a millionaire. Okay, nobody in my family had done that. How do I even start that? Unlearn some things, untell yourself some stories, and you'll be on your way.
How do you maintain that though? And like in a busy social media, noisy space where everybody's trying to tell you how you're supposed to look, right? And condition you to believe that
Yeah.
there's only one path. You either are a failure or a winner. Like so how do you, do the untelling and the unfolding of what you've been forced to believe that this is the way it's supposed to be?
Great question. I think sometimes you have to, and even now, you have to turn off a lot of the noise and the distractions that are out there. Sometimes for me, I just need to get off social media because even though I'm not a big comparison woman, I find myself going, well, maybe I should be there. Well, maybe that's where I should be. Well, maybe I should be doing this. It's hard not to do that when there's so much of that happening. So, well, number one, cut it off. Sometimes you literally have to just shut it down, cut it off. The other thing I do is I surround myself with people who understand what is most true about themselves. So they're not looking for external factors to tell them what's true about themselves. That's the thing that I have to do every day. I go, okay, I wake up in the morning and thank God, this is what is true about me. This is what is true about my purpose. And those, I'm only going to believe things that are aligned with those things. I'm not going to believe that I need 6 million followers to have an impact. I'm not going to believe that I have to fake a trip to the Bahamas. I'm not going to do any of that stuff that's fakery. I'm going to do what is most true and aligned with my higher purpose.
That's amazing, and I could definitely relate and appreciate you for that. Miss Candy G, Doc talked about from peanut butter to private jets. Tell us a little bit about that specific statement.
Well, it's interesting because you asked Dr. Fran if there were obstacles for her. And in my life, absolutely, it's the obstacles. It was the things that I grew through that took me to the place to learn what I learned today. And once upon a time, I had a little baby girl. I was in a situation where everything I had was made to go away. Every penny I had, retirement accounts, savings accounts, investment accounts, no family to turn to. And I was losing my home. So pretty much I was a broke, homeless, single mother. And I went to my refrigerator, and the last thing I had left in the refrigerator was a jar of peanut butter. And I picked up that jar of peanut butter and I took a look at it and I said, I will never be a victim to life circumstance. I will be victorious, whatever it takes. And I went outside and I sat down and I talked to my great good God. And I said, teach me to know your love now, because if I know it now, I will never forget it. And I have been on my own since I was 17. my I had no one to mentor me into adulthood, and I started studying folks that were successful. And along the way, I picked up 5 principles that I decided to live my life by. And when I sat down that day with that jar of peanut butter, I made a decision that I was going to live by those 5 principles, which most people don't talk about or didn't talk about at the time. And I decided to create systems to live by those principles and those laws of life. And in a very short period of time, I went from broke home single mother to making more money in a month than a lot of folks making a year. And I don't say that so that you're impressed. I'm just saying it to say that creating your dream and following a system, you can build and create anything that you want, absolutely anything. And since then, I've built 4 successful businesses. I've brought other people businesses out of bankruptcy. And one of my great life's dreams was to own a horse ranch. And I currently live on a beautiful 65-acre horse and cattle ranch. I have 18 horses and about 20 grass-fed Black Angus cattle. If you want real grass-fed cows, you know who to come to. And the reason I'm in my cowboy hat today is because I am working on the ranch today. And as soon as I get off this call, I've got 3 horses I've got to go work. So,
I love it. I love it. And congratulations.
and that's the
because
short version of a very long story.
Oh, I bet. And I can't wait until I get the opportunity to hang out and hear the full one. Dr. Harris, just because you were going to have to drop soon, I got 2 questions for you. The very first one, how do you maintain the right people in your circle? Like, do you have a process of who? Yeah, I know that was the $1 million question, by the way. And I got to follow up for that. So I'll let you handle that one first. Nice and easy.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I love that question because the circle is very small. You know,
Yeah.
the intimate circle is very small. You know, the main thing for me is you know what they align themselves with from a standpoint of what their core values are, integrity, you know, principled, and that kind of stuff. And you can tell some of those things. You can discern some of those things with people very early in conversations. The other thing is I like people who've done their work. I really do. It's a lot easier to build great, meaningful, loving, kind relationships with people who've done their work. That could be their work, you know, with God. There could be their work with their therapist. I'm a fan of both of those. But I love people who've done their work because I find in the world there's a lot of projection about what's not happening. And there's a lot of projection of your stuff onto other people. So for me, it's really important that people are kind of aligned with making the world better, that they're not just saying that on the internet, but that they are living that every single day. And what was your follow-up?
My follow-up question is, there are many people who may not have had their major breakthrough just yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it kind of becomes a limitation. Well, I didn't break through yet. I didn't have my big success yet. And they feel limited. What is your message to that individual who feels defeated right now that I didn't make it, so therefore I'm probably not good enough?
Yeah, listen, it's never too late. I literally last year started a beverage company. I just started a new beverage company. And I'm asking God literally every day, what? Now tell me again why I did this. Like, I was doing fine and well, doing everything else I was doing. Why am I running a beverage company? I was on Shark Tank last month, and you know everything's going well. But the reality is, I did that. I think for one of the reasons is to show people like it's never too late. I don't care what ship you think has sailed. It's never too late. If you got that dream that you had when you were 20 and you're 50 plus, like I am, yeah, I am 50 plus and very proud and loving it, 50 and fabulous. If you think that it's too late, you're wrong. Like, I'm living proof that it's not too late to do whatever you want to do. But you do have to have the support of people around you who love you, who are going to push you, who are going to challenge you, and you have to be serving a higher purpose. For me, that's the big push for me, and the big fuel for me is understanding that I'm not just running a beverage company because I want to, you know, have fun selling sports drinks. I am a testament and a daily testimony of what is possible if you just believe, if you just serve your higher power and you go for it.
That's awesome. Well, listen, we want to thank you and obviously want to respect your time. You have
Sure.
about a minute to get ready for your 11 o'clock. And thank you so much for sharing your
Thanks,
golden
y'all.
nuggets. Everybody, make sure you look up Dr. Fran Harris. Follow her. She is an incredible influencer, an entrepreneur, and an innovation master at what she does. So thank you so much for blessing us this morning.
We'll
And
see you
you have
guys soon.
Hey,
Bye.
and by the way, you're going to be able to hear her at the Breakthrough Freedom
right
Challenge.
on.
She's going to be dropping it like it's hot, like it's holy, like it's everything else.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
See ya. All right, Miss Candy G, I do have to come back and have some follow-ups as far as your business journey. You talked about adversity, you talked about overcoming many different things, but how, or if you were to put the top 3 things that you could put forward to create your success, what would those 3 elements be?
She said she had 5, remember?
5. 5 elements.
Well, I got 5 principles. I've got 5 principles, but I'm happy to give you 3 elements. And the
No.
thing
Give me 5.
It's more than commitment. You know, I'm not.
Uh-oh, are you getting a phone call or something? There you go.
Yeah, I declined it. Sorry.
No, you good.
It definitely is about. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, loud and
We
clear.
can hear you.
Okay, good. It's definitely about commitment. But for me, it was first about deciding what was truly important to me, what I was truly passionate about, and then creating a system to keep myself on track. You talked earlier about all the noise that's around you. And I've spent years studying. You know, one of my favorite conversations is that what we think and how we feel is how we create our outside world. And you hear
Very
many,
true.
many, many people talk about it. But what does that actually mean? And what are the actionable steps that you can take to get there? So I've spent many years studying quantum physics, neuroscience, and I can explain to you, I can teach you how that thought that you have, that feeling that you have, or that thing that's going on in your subconscious mind that you're not aware of is helping you to create or helping you not to create the things that you want. So I have a very defined, designed system that I follow to create absolutely everything that I want. And it's teachable, it's trainable. I've taught thousands of people the system so that they could go out and create the things that they want. So one of the most important things, I believe, is to have a system to keep yourself on track. But first, you have to really know where you're going. I've worked with a lot of companies that don't have a vision. I've worked with a lot of people that don't have a vision for their life or for themselves. Whatever comes along, that's okay. I say it doesn't have to be that way. I say that you can create that system, that you can have anything you want. I would love to take you on a tour of my 65-acre dream ranch that has been in my head most of my life. You know, I'll tell you a quick story. And when I figured out this system that worked, I didn't put a system together to go out and be a speaker or be on the radio, which I was for 10 years, or publish a magazine, 3 real life teaching movies, traveling the world with Les Brown. I will tell you that I didn't set out to do that. I set out and created this system because I wanted to save my life and the life of my daughter. And so for me, I wanted to stay on track. And when I created this system, it started working for me. And I started creating extraordinary things in every aspect of my life. I put together a bunch of my girlfriends and I said, spend a weekend with me. I want to teach you what I know because it's teachable and you can use this and we can do this work together. And you can have anything you want. Flash ahead 25 years and losing touch with some of these friends. And one of the people that I was mentoring went to one of my friends for a business luncheon. And she said, I have a mentor. Her name is Candy G. And my good friend who I'd lost touch with for 20 years said, Candy G, the speaker, the author. And she said, yes, of course. And she goes, oh my God, she's one of my best friends. As a matter of fact, in one of my books, I said a thank you to this woman. So anyway, she got a hold of my number. She called me up and said, I'm coming to see you this weekend. She came up to the ranch and brought me her folder of the work that we had originally done 20 years prior. And she looked at me and she said, you continue to do the work. And look what you've done. You created everything you said you were going to create. Me, I stopped doing the work after that weekend, and I'm still in the same place. So that's a testimony to sticking to the commitment and doing the work that you need to do to move yourself forward.
No, I love that, and I appreciate you even. We usually see the end result in influencers and success mentors and whatnot, and the world thinks like, oh yeah, you've been handed a silver platter, and you didn't have to work hard, you didn't have to struggle, you didn't have the stamina or the longevity, it just was given to you. And I appreciate you even breaking down that there is an actual science between the thought into the receiving component, where a lot of people have this misconception of like thoughts become things. I'm just going to close my eyes and it's going to appear. But that's not necessarily how it happens, does it?
Exactly right. Agreed.
Yeah. Doc, I know that you and I have been in this journey. You definitely have been a lot longer. In the midst of, and I know we talked about this before, the idea that thoughts become things, really it's a biblical foundation. It's not just a thing that just everybody's talking about all of a sudden. How did you go about the concept of thoughts becoming things in what you do on a regular basis to recreate yourself, to create the success that you have, or as you like to say, recycling the profit and the cash flow?
Well, I love what Dr. Fran said earlier, and even what Candy just said. Scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And also it says in Romans 12, it says, verse 2, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So, and then when you tie in with the martial art, exactly. Right. Well, in the martial arts, by the way, the martial arts, we did meditation. So people, really get woo-woo about the meditation thing. Look, in Joshua 1:8, it talks about you shall meditate therein day and night. And it says, by the way, Ali, this is pretty powerful right here. There's only one time the word success is mentioned in the greatest book ever written, the Bible. And that's in Joshua 1:8, when it talks about you talk about the word, meditate on the word, and do the word. And it says you'll make your way successful. Like Candy said, see, you ain't got to wait for somebody. No, you can make your way successful. But watch this. It's like what we did in martial arts. Before my matches, my sparring match, or before I stack up 22 inches of bricks on fire and break them or whatever, in my mind, I sit down and I see it happening. Like the book Psycho-Cybernetics. I see it happening before it happens. Like Candy said, she's seen this ranch so many times, right? And it's almost like Walt Disney, when he died, they said, isn't it a shame Walt didn't live long enough to see his dream? And his brother-in-law happened to be around when they were talking. He said, no, guys. Walt saw this a long time before anybody else. So first it has to be constructed in the mind. Then it's put on paper. And then it's manifested for everybody else to see. But to the original creator, they saw that. So that's the thing, Ali, and Candy will attest to this. It's seeing it in your mind. You can be in abject poverty, but if in your mind you see yourself having abundance. And by the way, this morning in prayer, Ali, this came to me. The acronym for March, MARCH. Manifesting abundant riches, choosing happiness. Yes. Okay, let me settle down. Okay. But again, but here's what happens. People want to think about what they see, right, instead of cutting off what they see and start focusing on what they can see in their mind and seeing it over and over and over again. And the mind doesn't know the difference between that which is real and that which is vividly imagined. And the mind and the body will start creating the energy to make it happen. That's the difference. That's what Candy teaches. And she's a master of that, by the way, as well.
Well, speaking about vision and speaking about what Miss Candy is going to be teaching, tell us about what we should be expecting from the Breakthrough Freedom Challenge that is starting this upcoming Sunday night. Will be day 0. Monday will be day 1. So from your own words, Dr. Breakthrough, give us that vision of the Breakthrough Freedom Challenge?
Now, first you said Candy, and then you said me, which.
No, I said that she's going to be speaking on there.
Oh, okay. So real quick, the Breakthrough Freedom Challenge, which I just got off the phone with some other powerful young people, and they're like, man, I can't believe you're doing this. Are you serious? I mean, these powerful speakers, and we all usually get paid tens of thousands of dollars, and we're basically donating our time. We're paying back, we're pouring in. And so we have this Breakthrough Freedom Challenge where you go to breakthroughfreedomchallenge.com and get registered. You're going to hear from Candy G. You're going to hear from Dr. Fran Harris. You're going to hear from Tom Ziegler. You're going to hear from all these different speakers. And we not just have that, we have breakout sessions where you get to intimately know people. We're going to be giving away gifts and prizes and everything else. And so, Ali, I have a mandate. I'm a man on a mission with a God-given vision, operating with focused precision that'll produce incredible breakthrough provision. And that is to empower 1 million or more people to experience one or more breakthroughs. And this week is going to be incredible. And I'm glad Candy G gets to be one of the birth maids or whatever. She's going to be birthing and helping some folks have dreams and goals and aspirations. And I'll close with this. I was on the phone with a guy and telling him about the challenge, him and 2 other people. And he said, man, I've just gotten breakthroughs from what you just said. So he said, I can't even imagine what would happen with a whole week. And I said, it's not me. We got a bunch of these other speakers as well. So I want Candy to say another word because I know we got to close out.
Yeah, no, and make sure everybody, breakthroughfreedomchallenge.com right down here, just so you know, it is complimentary. There are options for you for a VIP treatment. Definitely look into it. Definitely consider it. But at least you have no excuse for not enrolling in the Breakthrough Freedom Challenge. And here's what I tell everybody. If you're going to have some of the best speakers, trainers, mentors that are going to give you all their secret sauce just for showing up, and you don't register, you are not allowed to use the term entrepreneur anywhere in your title. I'm being straight up with you, right? Because I'm not asking you for money. I'm just telling you to go and register right now. And then you can evaluate everything else. Miss Candy G, I'd love if we can close out with you. There are many people that have been beaten really hard on 2019 and 2020, whether it's pandemic, whether it's political change, whether it's social injustice, whether all the things that have been happening. What is your message to that person that may have been lost in the noise to rearrange their focus and get right back on the right path?
What I'd really like to do is have the time to share brain mechanics and how you can change those thoughts that are keeping you from having the things you want, because all of this noise that you talk about that's going on is keeping people away from what they really want. And I can teach folks absolutely how to stop the noise.
Love it.
Yeah, and Ali, here's what's crazy. Did you hear what Candy said earlier? No one's taught her. She had to figure a bunch of stuff out. Here's the secret sauce, Ali, like you always say. She's not willing to teach you what cost her a lot of trial and error, but it's produced millions and millions, and not just millions, but happiness and fulfillment and joy. I mean, I love every time Candy and I talk. She's one of the most joyous, peaceful people you ever want to meet. And you too, Ali, man. I love your smile, bro, and your spirit. No, serious, bro. I'm telling you, all the people, you have this spirit about you, man. It's just incredible. And so that's why you're going to be one of the main.
Come see me. I'll give you the gold. We give so many nuggets that last night McDonald's was going to sue us, but we're trying to get them all mad at us because we give so many gold nuggets on the Breakthrough Freedom Challenge. So I cannot wait. I am very, very grateful for Dr. Fran, for Miss Candy G, Dr. Breakthrough. Totally 100% appreciate you. And we're going to be doing this throughout the whole week. So come visit us tomorrow, same time, same place. And don't forget, breakthroughfreedomchallenge.com. Get your spot on right now. I'll tell you this. Day 0, which is Sunday night, it has someone from the Zig Ziglar Foundation. Was I allowed to drop that?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Yeah. So that is just like literally day 0 where we set up the expectation. You're gonna have someone directly from such a very, very reputable organization. So I cannot wait. I appreciate and thank every single one of you. And until tomorrow, Stay blessed, everybody. Have a blessed day. Thank you again.
We'll see you. Thank you, Candy.